What is going on? It's your boy G Konsciousness in the building. And yeah, I see we back at it again this morning. Kind of going over some things. So, just bear with me. Bear with me. So let me see. Okay. So we got that taken care of. All right. What up, BG? How you doing, brother? All right, so let's look at this real quick. Let's come on up out of it. All right, so let's see if I can screen share this. What up, Rico Chapman? How you doing, brother? What up, J-Man? All right, so here it is right here.
Citizen of a certain place, you'd be identified as that. So if you weren't identified as a Judean citizen, you would be called what? A Gentile.
Now you said John chapter
7 and 35.
All right. It says, then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? What are you getting out of that?
What do I get? Because who they're calling the Gentiles are the dispersed among the Gentiles, the diaspora, right? Matter of fact, let me go here to John 11 for some further context, right? So in John 11, and I'll start at
with John 7,
mm-hmm.
John 7 verse 35. I'm gonna read it again. It says,
yes, sir.
Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? So you're saying that, what are you saying with this? Because what I'm getting out of this verse is that they're saying that there are Jews dispersed amongst the Gentiles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so is he basically going to teach them is the question that they're asking amongst themselves. And they're calling them Gentiles. It says to go to the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles, right? So they're identifying those who are dispersed as the Gentile.
Yeah, it's saying, what I'm getting out of this verse is, he's saying that there are dispersed Jews amongst the Gentiles. Mm-hmm. And what he's saying is, then said the Jews amongst themselves, whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed amongst the Gentiles and also teach the Gentiles?
Now, as you see, the guy Solomon, right? He is not a believer. He doesn't deal with the Bible like that. And when he read that, he said, this is what I'm getting out of this verse. Will he go amongst the dispersed? Or will he go to the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Or also teach the Gentiles with the dispersed? This is what this is talking about. That's what that text is talking about. Even the moderator was like, nah, he not getting that at all. So let's continue on and listen to this foolishness of this brother, Gorilla Hebrew. And let's really see where he goes to. Now, this finna get comical. Now, if you look at the picture, you look at him, you could tell that already that he's fumbling around. He don't know what's going on. And he's misinterpreting these scriptures. Let's continue on. Watch this.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna give it to you in another translation, real quick, so you could like.
Now watch this. He said, "I'm gonna give it to you in another translation." Now watch this. This finna get comical, y'all. This really gets comical. When you see this, you gonna be laughing. Watch this. And I don't know who, somebody, I think it was Hassad that was in the back that was helping him out, the brother to be wearing those thick sketchers while he on the corner. Well, watch this though. This get comical. Y'all gonna be laughing. Watch this.
It's a little simpler, right? And it says, the Jewish leader was puzzled by this statement. Where is he planning to go? They asked, is he thinking of leaving the country and going to the Jews in other lands? Maybe he will even teach the Greeks. See what I'm saying? So that's basically what's being said. They didn't understand what he meant by he was leaving.
Right.
They thought that he was going to go to the
right. So that even cut him, and he went to the NLT, the New Living Translation. Look, and then when he went there, that even cut them. That said exactly what the moderator was saying, and also teach the Gentiles. So he went to the NLT, and in the NLT, as you could clearly see, it said the exact same thing that the moderator was saying, and that we all have been saying this whole time. Maybe he will even teach the Greeks. Will he go to the dispersed among the Gentiles? Maybe he will even teach the Greeks. So that didn't even help his point. What's going on, Christ Sheep? What's going on, James Richard? Life's true way. So it really, he's looking really silly and salty. Look at him. Check him out.
The other places where the Jews.
And what were you just reading?
This what version is this?
This is John 7.
Yeah, John 7:35. But I'm reading the New Living Translation, which is like a more modern translation,
right?
Just kind of give further clarification on the context. It says the country and going to the Jews in other lands. You see what I'm saying?
Now read that again, brother.
All right, John 7:35 in the New Living Translation. The Jewish leaders were puzzled by this statement. Where is he planning to go, they asked. Is he thinking of leaving the country and going to the Jews in other lands? Maybe he will even teach the Greeks.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying.
No, but that's what I'm saying, that there are Israelites in other places. And
see, and even the moderator said, that's what I'm saying. That's what he just said. And so even the moderator sees it, that there's a problem with this brother comprehension, and it's off. What up, A-Dog? What's going on, Anna Azar? What's going on, brother? And so, you know, the brother didn't even know whatever Hassad gave him, he didn't even know what translation he was in. So I know he's probably arguing with Hassad in the background, like, Negro, you gave me this translation and you just got me cut up. You know what I'm saying? So oh, my sister texted me at the same time. What's going on? Yeah, the moderator's reaction is gold. It's like, let me rewind it, matter of fact, so y'all can really see this.
Yeah, saying what I'm getting out of this verse is he's saying that there are dispersed Jews amongst the Gentiles. Mm-hmm. And what he's saying is, then said the Jews amongst themselves, whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed amongst the Gentiles and also teach the Gentiles?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna give it to you in another translation, real quick, so you could, like, it's a little simpler, right? And it says, the Jewish leader was puzzled by this statement. Where is he planning to go? They asked, is he thinking of leaving the country and going to the Jews in other lands? Maybe he will even teach the Greeks. See what I'm saying? So that's basically what's being said. They didn't understand what he meant by he was leaving, and they thought that he was going to go to the other places where the Jews.
And what were you just reading?
Just what version is this?
Did y'all see his facial expression though? What version is this? Oh my God, man. Did y'all see his face? This why these brothers be running from me. This why. This is why. Y'all see what Deacon did last night. Deacon jumped on the panel and tried to act like his sound was echoing. Brother, just cut your other stuff off that you was listening to on. Cut that off, brother, so we can dialogue. He jumped off the panel, never showed back up again. See, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. These brothers is running, man. They don't want to scrimmage out here, man, let alone play in the real game. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to, man. This is priceless. I gotta rewind this again, man. But look what I said.
Charles, the diaspora, right? Matter of fact, let me go here to John 11 for some further context, right? So in John 11, and I'll start at
with John 7,
mm-hmm.
John 7, verse 35. I'm gonna read it again. It says,
yes, sir.
Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will
you see how he tried to skip like that, and then the moderator went back and was like, "Hold on for a minute." Let's go back, yo. I need to get the context of this. Let's go back. This the moderator. The moderator does not deal with the Bible, but he has enough sense to look at this and say, "This ain't saying what you saying, bro." Watch this.
Will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? So you're saying that, what are you saying with this? Because what I'm getting out of this verse is that they're saying that there are Jews dispersed amongst the Gentiles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so is he basically going to teach them is the question that they're asking amongst themselves. And they're calling them Gentiles. It says to go to the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles, right? So they're identifying those who are dispersed as the Gentile.
Yeah, saying what I'm getting out of this verse is
right. So if you can see, even the moderator, like, like what is going on here, yo? Like somebody is seriously playing games. Man, this is crazy, yo. It's epic, man. I promise, yo. Like this is epic.
He's saying that there are dispersed Jews amongst the Gentiles. Mm-hmm. And what he's saying is, then said the Jews amongst themselves, whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed amongst the Gentiles and also teach the Gentiles?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna give it to you in another translation, real quick, so you could it's a little simpler, right? And it says the Jewish leader was puzzled by this statement. Where is he planning to go? They asked, is he thinking of leaving the country and going to the Jews in other lands? Maybe he will even teach the Greeks. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what's being said. They didn't understand what he meant by he was leaving, and they thought that he was going to go to the other places where the Jews were.
And look, the translation even did him dirty. It did him more dirty. Because whereas he tried to go to the translation, it did him no justice. It did him even more dirty. It really expounded and explained more of what even the moderator was talking about and what I was saying. So it did not help him out. I don't know why he even did that. And if you could see, somebody text him and told him to go to that translation. We know that is because he said, what translation is this again? So it had to have been Hassad over there with them thick sketches on, giving him wrong information. That wasn't going to help him out. Watch this.
What were you just reading?
Just what version is this?
This is John 7.
Yeah, John 7 and 35.
You see that? Somebody gave him that and ruined that boy. And all through that, his confidence just went down. You could just see his confidence is just down. Come up out of that false doctrine, Gorilla Hebrew. Come out of it, bro. You got too many holes in it. You need to just come on up out of it. What is this? Why would they be calling me? That's crazy. And so, as you can see, This brother need to come up out of that false doctrine. It got too many holes in it, and the brother just keep trying to patch them up and leaking out in other places.
But I'm reading the New Living Translation, which is like a more modern translation.
Right.
Just kind of give further clarification on the context.
And if y'all see me over in the corner, I'm in the back cracking up. Me and my daughter in the back. I'm in the back just cracking up like this brother then corrupted himself.
It says the country and going to the Jews in other lands. You see what I'm saying?
Now read that again, brother.
All right. John 7:35 in the New Living Translation. The Jewish leaders were puzzled by this statement. Where is he planning to go, they asked. Is he thinking of leaving the country and going to the Jews in other lands? Maybe he will even teach the Greeks.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying.
No, but that's what I'm saying, that there are Israelites in other places. And this whole concept is that there were Israelites elsewhere, and Israel knew that they had to be brought back to Israel. So that's why they were asking this question.
All right, now read that one more time, brother.
In the other translation?
Yeah, what you just read.
Perfect. The Jewish leaders were puzzled by this statement. Where is he planning to go? They asked. Is he thinking of leaving the country and going to the Jews in other lands? Maybe he will even teach the Greeks.
All right, so he's saying what I said. He's going to the Jews that's dispersed, and maybe also teaching the Greeks, which are the Gentiles.
Yes, but you have to understand what the term Greek means. See,
all right, so you're saying Greek refers to what?
Meaning a Greek citizen, meaning people who were Greek citizens, right?
So you're trying to suggest that the Greek citizen, the Greek citizen was an Israelite.
Yes, the Greek citizens who would be preached to as an Israelite because of like.
So why would it say initially the Jews that's dispersed, which would be those people already, and then say again?
No. I've explained this, King, and because
and see, this guy has enough sense to know, the moderator, that grammatically what he's talking about does not make no sense. What this brother is talking, what Gorilla Hebrew is saying, it makes no sense. That's why he said, why would it say that? And then initially say that, then use another expression for distinct people. For someone separate, that wouldn't make no sense at all. And so this brother just ain't getting it, man. And he need to let that doctrine go because it's got him looking silly and foolish up there, man. And exactly, life's true way. When a non-believer gotta teach you, then you know that it's something going on. It's something really going on, and your doctrine is really weak.
Assimilated Jews were not called Jews anymore. They were not regarded as Jews.
Are the Jews that were dispersed, were they not the ones in the Greek lands?
Well, no, you have Jews that are dispersed there. Like I read in my historical source, you had Jews who are part of Jewry. There's a word that is expressed in the Greek New Testament. It's called Hellenistus, which means a Hellenized Jew, right? Which means just a Jew who's still a Jew, but they speak Greek, right? They live in Greece, they speak Greek, but they're still connected to Jewry. Then you have Jews who totally assimilated into being Greek. That's the distinction there. You see what I'm saying?
All right, so you're saying that the dispersed Jews are Jews that still practice in their culture. That's dispersed in other land.
Yeah, the dispersed Jews are the reference to the Jews who are still practicing their culture, but maybe in another land speaking their language. You see what I'm saying?
Right, and then you're saying that the Greek is the Israelites.
That see where he messed up at is that the very people that Christ is speaking to is the ones that's actually lost in doctrine. That's where he's messing up at. See, he's trying to confuse the people, not realizing that Christ had already said that the northern and the southern house was going to fall. That Christ was going to be a stumbling block onto both houses. And so this is where he's messing up at, because what he has to realize is that rather to use a Jew, whatever you want to call yourself, if you're not following Christ, then you out of there. And so what he tries to do is he tries to act like that when we're looking at these Gentiles, or who we say that he may say that these are Israelite foreigners that just don't know anything. No, that's not what Christ was talking about. Christ says, when he says the lost sheep, he was going to people that knew that they was Jews, but they was lost in doctrine. Not that they was lost to where who they didn't know who they was. They knew who they was. They had synagogues in other places. And even these very Gentiles that he's trying to make to be Israelites, they would have known who they was too. So this brother is out of pocket, man. He out of pocket. The reason why they say, will he go into the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Why would he say that? He said that was because he knew that a scripture in the Old Testament had already stated that the Jews or Israel was going to be kicked out of the land and they will be scattered. And guess what? The Gentiles will take hold on them and the fame of God will go among them and they will proselyte many of the Gentiles and the Gentiles will glorify God. He knew that already. We look at Cornelius. What was Cornelius? He was a non-Israelite. He was a Gentile. And why did he know about God? Because of the dispersion or the dispersed that was among him. That's how he knew. He was from the Italian band. So this brother right here is lying. And this brother needs to repent and get his doctrine together. And even the moderator seen it to the point to where he was just like, okay, let's just move on then.
Assimilated.
Exactly.
All right, brother. We're going to go now to...
Now, you notice what he said, all right, brother, let's move on. In other words, he just said, all right, brother, but you could tell that he's looking like, nah, bruh, you just pull one over. Like, this don't even sound right. So this brother, if you can see, this brother got four books out at the same time with Bible pages on the right side that he's looking through of notes that's just pure trash. Just look at what he got going on. Pure trash. You know what I'm saying? This brother need to get all of this together. It looked like he got the mic inside of a cup. Is that mic leaning inside of a cup? I don't know if this brother on lean or what.
Kings. First Kings 8:41.
Hold on, you guys.
Mm-hmm. 8:41.
Yeah.
First Kings 8:41. Moreover, concerning a stranger that is not of thy people Israel, but cometh out of a far country for thy name's sake. When we keep going to where?
I think it's 43.
Okay. For they shall hear of thy great name and thy strong hand and of thy stretched out arm when he shall come and pray toward this house. Hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and do according to all that stranger calleth to thee for, that all people of the earth may know thy name, for fear thee as do thy people Israel, and that they may know that the house which I have builded is called by thy name.
All right, so we're concerning the stranger. Who are the stranger in this verse?
I mean, it's clear. It says the stranger that are not of thy people Israel, the non-Israelite would be the stranger in this context.
But coming out of her. It says, when he shall come and pray toward this house. And therefore, and down in heaven is going to face according to all that which is in okay. And it's okay. I guess what he's trying to say is, it says, hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and do according to all that the stranger calleth to thee for, that all people of the earth may know thy name, to fear thee as do thy people Israel, and that they may know that this house which I have built is called by thy name. I guess he's trying to say that this also includes those strangers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, things like this. That's why I said it in my rounds. Like, brothers will go to scriptures like this and think that it is working against our point. This stuff like this has nothing to do with our point. If you look historically in Israel, other nations would come to the temple. They would give sacrifices. There's laws on who can do what, how far into the sanctuary they can enter, you know, what type of things, etc. All that's there. That's not our point. Our point is dealing with salvation, right? And I'm going to read this predicated on salvation, right? This is Jeremiah 3:23. It says, "Truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills." So he talked about Israel being the high hill and everybody flowing to it. So hills are allusions to nations, peoples, right? It says, "Surely in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills and from the multitude of the mountains. Truly in the Lord our God is salvation of Israel." See what I'm saying? So it's not a question as to whether people can come and worship our God, but when it deals with the salvation that's promised, it's promised to Israel, and it literally verbatim just said it's vain for anybody that's not an Israelite to think that salvation is coming for them.
Okay, let's go to Galatians chapter 3, verse 1.
Beautiful. You said Galatians, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. You said 3 and 1? 3 and 1, right? So 3 and 1?
Yeah, Galatians chapter 3, verse 1.
Okay, cool. Galatians 3 and 1. "Foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you, that you should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Jesus Christ have been evidently set forth, crucified among you."
Hey, brother G Konsciousness.
What up? What up?
What was that chapter in, maybe I written it down wrong. What was that chapter in Galatians? Was it Galatians 3 and 1?
Galatians 3 and 8.
Huh?
Galatians 3 and 8.
Okay, Galatians 3 and 8.
Yep.
Okay. It says, "And the scripture foreseeing that God would justify the heathen through faith, preached before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, In thee shall all nations be blessed." Now, according to that verse, who is the heathen?
I'm going to show you. Can I do my screen share?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you can pull that up. Hold on. I gotta try to share it. Hold on. Damn. All right. Right. What verse is that? Galatians 3 and 8. Okay. Application window. All right, they can see it.
Hold on. Let me
You can see it now?
yeah, we can see it.
Oh, my fault. I didn't know. I was getting everything ready. Okay, so this is it, right? And it says, and the scripture foreseeing that God would justify the heathen through faith preached before the gospel of Abraham, saying, "In thee all nations should be blessed," right? So they'll say that this heathen means not an Israelite, right? So this is the first thing we have to understand. This is the word for heathen right there, right? And it's ethnos, right? So watch this. Let's type in this here in the English to Greek, right? Nation, ethnos. This is ethnos in the Greek. It's nation. Notice though, nation, is that singular or plural, Brother Solomon?
I don't know what happened, but something just happened. But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna have to get out for here. But as y'all can see, this brother made some serious errors. I wasn't listening in, but you can actually see what we're dealing with here. And he gave up his position, especially on that First Kings. Well, we're gonna deal with that though. And so he said a tag team with Solar. Yeah, but grace and peace to y'all out there, man. I'm gonna get at y'all in a little bit. Make sure I subscribe and make sure y'all also share. Thanks.